Welcome to Your Fantastic Mind. I'm Jay Watson. 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic, vaccines are curbing the spread and life-saving drugs reducing the severity. But there is a lasting impact of COVID, changing the health and lives of people everywhere. In the U.S., the American Academy of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation estimates more than 11 million people are living with long COVID. You're about to meet some of those people, and some of the people working to understand a virus that continues to wreak havoc on our collective health. There is something you begin to realize when you meet someone living with a virus that has changed their life. How sick did you get?
I almost died.
You see it when you are with them in exam rooms.
Any chest pain or chest tightness?
Sí, mucho.
When you are in their homes.
It's like, but you look fine. I understand I look fine, but I'm not fine.
You realize that what has taken the place of the initial COVID-19 infection.
I miss her a lot because she was a healthy woman.
What has settled into the bodies and lives of millions of people is devastating and can vary from one person to the next. You'll meet 4 of the estimated 400,000 people in Georgia living with long COVID. They are different races and sexes and ages.
I think I'm probably considered a long hauler at this point.
But they share the same struggle of living with long COVID in all its manifestations.
A lot of people say, it's just a flu, it's going to be fine, I'll get it and I'll move on. And that's what I thought last August. Here I am 14 months later with my life completely upended.
The way I look at it is you have a hurricane that comes in. The hurricane may last for 3 to 4 days. It goes away. But the damage it leaves in its wake, it takes years before that destruction is made up and you go back to life as normal.
With each passing month, we are learning more about how dramatically COVID can impact the brain.
Especially in people that have long COVID, 50 to 80% of them have neurologic symptoms.
People experiencing long COVID have been told it's in their head, or their doctors admit they don't know how to help them.
And that's one of the challenges in long COVID right now. We don't have good there's no single diagnostic test.
Were you like waking up because you were really anxious?
There are fewer than 50 long COVID clinics around the country, and pulmonologist Dr. Alex Trong helps to run one of them at Emory University Hospital in Midtown Atlanta.
I think by the time they get to us, they have suffered for quite a while. More often than not, 6 months, 9 months, a year of daily symptoms. I think they're exhausted. I think that they're beaten. Ms. Leon Perez, hey, how you doing?
Buenos días.
55-year-old Norma Leon Perez collapsed in her home on Christmas Eve of 2020. Her whole family had COVID. Perez, a diabetic, wound up hospitalized on a ventilator for a month and in rehab for another 2 months.
Could I take a quick listen to you? Can I examine you? Your heart seems very fast. Does it always run very fast?
In a wheelchair now, she is a shadow of her former healthy, active self.
She used to work in church, help the kids, and she got the community, helped the community. We used to do a lot of things like for food bank. She can't hardly eat as well. Everything she eats, she throws it up. And walking right now, you've seen her, she can't hardly walk. She tries to, but she faints too much. She gets too dizzy.
In the hour Dr. Trong spends with Norma with a translator on the phone, the long list of symptoms are revealed. Her hands are weak and they hurt. Her joints ache. She has tingling and numbness all over. Her heart races. She faints when she stands. She has pain in her chest.
Have you been losing hair?
Perez has brain fog and anxiety. She says she was never anxious before COVID. This is 9 months after she got the virus.
There's a lot of what you are telling me that I see in patients who've had COVID infection like yourself. So I think that a lot of your symptoms may be a combination of both being in the ICU as well as having COVID. I'm going to give you a second inhaler to use.
Dr. Trong orders more blood tests, prescribes medication, physical therapy, and refers her to a cardiologist and neurologist.
I always thought that I could take care of really sick patients, and the patients I've taken care of, I thought were very sick. I've never taken care of this level of illness. I've never seen patients this sick. I haven't had many moments where I panicked in the ICU as much as I did last year.